Hey, what's going on YouTube? It is T90 Official, and I am back after a few days of not uploading, which was unintentional. I'm sorry. I thought I had videos backed up. I've been really busy, and I didn't. So if you've been waiting for uploads over the last few days, my apologies, but I have returned with a game that I saw on a stream the other day, and I think it was last week I was streaming, caught the tail end of this, and everyone's like, oh, T90, you gotta cast it from the beginning. And I was thinking the same. So we have the Viper in the blue. The Viper is playing as the Ethiopians, and then he has stepped into the land of Arena for Jon Slow. Jon Slow is playing as the Goths in the red. I know that people like Viper in his yellow color, but Jon Slow likes his green color, and yellow and green is what the colors they use for this. And that's not very good for people who have color blindness. So just thinking of them, but my goodness, is this a game, guys. So first off, I love both of these civilizations. I freaking love the Goth civilization. I think it's such a unique civ, and it's such a powerhouse civilization in the Imperial Age. And then you have the Ethiopians. Ethiopians are definitely more preferred amongst pros. I would consider them the stronger civilization because of their eco bonuses, their feudal age, and their castle age options. However, if you know anything about the Goth civilization, you'll know that Goths can beat anyone if they get to their infantry spam. So we'll see. So I want to talk about the maps. There's a few differences in the maps, and then I'll talk about the strategies that these players will be thinking of going for. Also, if I have the time, I'll talk to you guys a little bit about what the content's going to be like over the next few weeks on this channel. I know that many people are new here because the subscriber count has just been going up like crazy recently on YouTube. So I guess welcome to you guys. But I think it's important to give you guys an idea of what my game plan is, and you guys could maybe give me feedback on that. So Jon Slow doesn't have near as much space. I'll zoom out now with Capture Age, and you can see he has 2 back golds. You can see he has a nice safe stone, but if he's pressured, he'll be stuck back here. He will not have a lot of space to run to. If Viper were to be pressured, a Viper, he has a lot more space, and notably that's for TCs, notably that's for farm space, and then he even has an extra gold in the back. So I liked Viper's base more for booming, but that is not what Viper's going to be doing in this game, so you could just forget about that. If he is pressured by Jon Slow, the only real weak point for him would be his stones. One strong strategy on Arena nowadays is tower rush, believe it or not. And so, you know what? I think there's actually a YouTube upload where Jon Slow tower rushed the Viper. Was back when the whole meta of tower rushing on Arena was starting. But anyway, so this is the only weak point for Viper. As long as he protects himself there, he'll be good to go. Okay, Viper's just pushing some deer right now. Jon Slow arrives, and Viper saw him. Viper had the line of sight on his wall, saw Jon Slow running past. And if you compare the HPs in the bottom right, you can see that Viper is ahead by 3 HP, make that 6 HP. And scouting is really important, especially if players are going for sneaky strats. So Jon Slow needs to keep that scout alive. And Viper, he decides he wants to eat, so he ends up going back to his deer anyway. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about Goths and Ethiopians and how they match up. Goths are one of the weirdest civilizations in the game, and possibly one of the most imbalanced civs in the game. And I'll tell you why I think that is. If you look at the statistics, and if you just watch rated games amongst pros, anytime players get Goths, they're normally not happy about it, and that's because they struggle in feudal age and castle age. However, if you get past that struggle point, if you survive, you can beat any civilization. You can even beat civilizations which are seen as way better than you. Best example is recently, MBL was playing Fat Dragon on Arabia. MBL had Goths, Fat Dragon had Slavs. This is spoilers, obviously, if you haven't seen it, but MBL ended up winning with Goths, even though that Slavs have better economy, Slavs have the Druzina infantry. Goths can just beat anyone if they get to late game. So for that reason, I think it's actually one of the most imbalanced civs in the game. Like, many people, including myself, have been saying I want Goths to have more in Dark Age and Feudal Age, but I feel like if you give Goths an eco bonus or give them more in early game, you almost need to nerf their late game, because it's either a civ that dies real early or a civ that wins real late. Jon Slow is going for a fast castle approach. So he might be looking to prioritize his economy so he can get to a strong enough point to spam the infantry. And Viper, well, Viper's going to have something else in mind in this game. And he too is going for fast castle. But he wants to pressure the Goth player before the Goth player gets to those strong options. And Viper's on the way to feudal age, as is Jon Slow. But just to talk about Ethiopians for a moment, Viper's Civ gets plus 100 gold and plus 100 food when reaching feudal age, the same as when they reach castle age and imp. That's a really nice eco bonus. His archers fire, I think it's 17% faster, so he has faster firing archers. Viper, of course, one of the best players in the game when it comes to micro, so that's going to be fun to toy around with. And then he also has a unique unit called the Showtell Warrior. Now, I can't say I've seen Showtells face off against Huskarls and face off against champions very often, because normally Ethiopians just play into their Arbalest. But if Viper wanted to, in late game, or at any point make Showtell Warriors, it could be the answer to the Goths. Ooh, wow. Okay, so scouts are fighting. And Jon Slow hit feudal age already, guys. So he had less HP earlier. Is he going to win this fight, though? Wow. He wins it with 3 HP. That's a huge deal, because Jon Slow could scout whatever Viper's doing on the right-hand side of his base right now. So yeah, just to reiterate like, that point, scouting is huge. Viper took the fight because he felt like he had more HP, but Jon Slow hit feudal age faster, got the extra attack just in the nick of time, and now he can scout the map. He has scouted the right-hand side, so I don't know if he'll go over there, but I think Viper, he's building an archery range. He might follow it up with a siege workshop, and he might siege tower in. Just maybe. It's actually not too unheard of to just go for crossbows to protect your relics. So Viper could have built the archery range in his base, made crossbows, and sniped any monks that Jon Slow would make. Name of the game there being to get relics, but since Viper's building this archery range in such a sneaky position, and he's keeping these villagers here, this tells me that he wants to build a siege workshop and build a siege tower. Now, this is all very expensive. He needs 125 food and 75 gold to get crossbow. He needs 200 food and 100 gold to get bodkin arrow. He needs 175 wood for the siege workshop. Then he needs like 200 wood and 190 gold for the siege tower. All of that to just get a few units over Jon Slow's walls. But, you know, it's something that I appreciate, man. And I really like the siege tower unit. I think the siege tower could possibly be a bit cheaper, but similar to the Goth talking point I brought up earlier, it's not something you want to see all the time. So I think it's fine right now. We're not here to talk about balance. Oh my god, Jon Slow spotted it. He spotted it. The importance of a scout, guys. Never forget it. So important to get scouting intel, especially on arena when you can't see within your opponent's walls. The Jon Slow now knows that Viper has an archer range here, and he's probably thinking, it wouldn't make any sense for him to make a forward range if he wasn't going to follow it up with a siege tower. And there's the siege workshop for Viper, so that is what's coming. And notice how Jon Slow has walled up his base. He kind of did this earlier as well. He built the blacksmith market house. It acts as a nice natural wall for him, and he's made a siege workshop and a monastery and a second TC immediately. Jon Slow just needs to defend. He does have a backstone. Might be a good idea to start going to that so he could get to a castle at some point. But he needs to defend. Okay? So you can fit 10 total units in the siege tower, by the way. So he could fit 3 more units in here. And Viper comes right over. Surprise, surprise. The crossbow is about to complete. He already has bodkin arrow. And Jon Slow doesn't have loom. So already Jon Slow has lost a villager. This is so costly for Viper. This is so all in. He's building another siege workshop. So just think about this even from the wood perspective. To create the crossbows, create 2 siege workshops, an archery range, and a siege tower, and now probably some mangonels. There's no way that Viper could have more economy at home. He can't afford extra town centers. He can't afford anything except to invest into this attack. And here he is. We have one of the fastest players in the world, and the best player in the world in the Viper, versus Jon Slow, who has slow in his name. So you can imagine, Jon Slow might not like his chances here with the micro, and a Viper, he dodges the Mangonel shot. Jon Slow dodges the Mangonel shot. Now that's one thing that Jon Slow's really good with, his Mangonel micro, and that's all he'll be doing right now. Sniped a Viper villager. I lost his monk, unfortunately. So far, so good for Viper, but of course I jinx him, and he loses the villager immediately after that. That's really bad. Building a tower there doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Oh, and Viper hops out of the siege workshop with another Mangonel. Look at that timing. And now it's 2 Mangonels and crossbows versus just 1 Mangonel, and you can already tell that Jon Slow wasn't expecting this pressure. His economy's beginning to be idled. Great micro again from Viper, but the reason I don't like the tower, I don't like the villagers dying, is because Viper doesn't have repair vills for his Mangonels. Like Jon Slow, he's been repairing his Mangonels. Too bad he can't repair that guy's face. Need some reconstructive surgery after these Mangonels arrive. Wow, another big shot from Viper, but I'm just worried for the guy. Like there he could have lost 2, he just lost 1 though. You know, I'm also worried for Jon Slow. I'm more worried for Jon Slow because Viper's micro has been fantastic so far. 2 Mangonels are firing on the main TC of Jon Slow. Soon to be 3. Jon Slow has 1 more Mangonel on the way. Jon Slow is under pressure, guys. He is under a lot of pressure, but what he needs to do is delay. Repair the town center. Get as many Mangonel trades as possible and save up stone. You see he's on stone right now. He wants a castle to protect himself. Viper has just siege towered in more villagers. These are the repair vills I was talking about. I know the title of this video says something like all-in aggression, and I was not kidding. Jon Slow saves another Mangonel, though. Can he just buy himself enough time? This is insane, man. The TC's almost down. There we go. That's what Jon Slow needed. There we go. If he can get 1 more, I think he might have just enough time. Boom, there it is. He might have just enough time to place a castle. Now, I don't know where he's going to place the castle. He definitely can't place it in front of his TC, so probably here or here. Remember I mentioned he has nowhere to run, so if Viper takes out this TC, the castle might not even be able to be placed between these 2. I've been impressed with the micro from both of them. A lot has happened in this game, only 8 kills and 6 deaths. And Jon Slow has been very fortunate, or just has had a lot of skill to keep his Mangonels alive. Because again, it looked like that one was going to die, and it didn't. And now he's placing the castle. Viper sees it. Viper sees it. They go 1 for 1 with the Mangonels there. Now Jon Slow needs enough HP on this town center to garrison vills in it. And you know what? Screw that. Viper has his crossbows on the left. So Jon Slow says, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hop out of the TC and attack your Mangonels with my villagers. Can't say I've ever seen that before. And now Jon Slow doesn't have enough HP to garrison in his town center. And he does repair it, hops inside, and he should finally get this castle up. Unreal, though. Unreal. Oh my goodness. Imagine if Viper would have had 1 or 2 more Mangonels. I think the game ends there. So close. And one could argue that Viper probably shouldn't have sent his crossbows to the left. Maybe he should have focused down this TC first and then denied the castle from this side. Easy to say now, of course. And Viper's villager. She's building a stable, which is really weird. But it's exactly how this game has been. Now, normally when you go aggressive on Arena, you can fall back and you can expand your economy. You can add more town centers, and there's no way that Jon Slow could counterattack Viper because Viper has walls. But Viper's not interested in playing this standard. He doesn't need new TCs. Well, he kind of does, but he doesn't want new TCs. He's lost countless Mangonels. He's lost tons of crossbows. And he's even making a stable now. So again, this is huge wood investment. I find this to be the most confusing thing, though. Like, the crossbows, it was all in, but it made sense. The Mangonels obviously made sense. A stable, it's a bit weird. Because it's not like he's going to have upgrades. So he'll be running through town center fire, but maybe Jon Slow will be distracted or something. Anyways, so what's next for Viper? I've already said he's not interested in expanding his economy. What's next is he's going to come forward and build a castle. He wants to finish this one quick. So we will get to see Showtail Warriors versus Huskarls. If Viper can get the castle up, that is. Viper's siege tower ran through Jon Slow's gate. That was funny. And this will actually, I don't know if this is calculated from Viper, but this will prove to be just enough of a distraction for him to place the castle foundation safely. There goes the knight, by the way. It is going through. And now Viper needs to quick wall around his castle foundation. Yeah, never a doubt. Never a doubt. And when I say never a doubt, I meant I didn't doubt Viper. But it also could be seen as never a doubt castle. Look, the siege tower is taken in castle fire, and then Viper's killing villagers with his knight. Like, Jon Slow is converting Viper's vills. The knight actually got through here. It's hilarious. Jon Slow's probably like, wait, what? How did this get here? He saw the stable. I guess he just never saw the knight come in. His name isn't Jonathan Quick. It's Jon Slow for a reason, I guess. And so eventually, this knight will get cleaned up. Viper's making Showtail Warriors. Now, Showtail Warriors have 16 attack, and they attack extremely fast as well. Viper's being a little micro nerd back here with this one knight. So if you have Showtail Warriors versus Huskarls, and we're talking few upgrades in Castle Age, the Showtails are going to shred them. The Showtails win out so easily. The problem with Showtail Warriors is that they die to arrow fire. And what Viper's about to attempt here, you see him making some rams. What Viper's about to attempt is a Showtail ram push against 3 castles and 3 TCs. So Jon Slow, he's been expanding that eco. He's at 57 vills. Viper's just on 1 TC, so Viper's at 46. Viper's going all in here. Jon Slow needs to defend again, much like he did earlier. And Viper needs to stop Jon Slow from getting conversions. And he does so by hopping inside the rams. That was cute, man. That was real cute. And now he could hop out the rams to kill the Huskarls. Jon Slow could go for more conversions. Viper hops back inside. Ooh. Okay, that was a quick conversion for Jon Slow. And with the converted Showtail, he finishes off one of Viper's rams. So yeah, Viper's got to make this count, because there's no coming back if this fails. He either wins the game here, or it's GG, good luck next. Because there's just no way. Viper's villager's still trying to stay alive. I don't blame her. I don't blame her. Actually, I might just give up. What are you doing? The fact that Viper's even paying attention to this is ridiculous. But anyways, Viper has 4 rams, he has Showtails, and he's getting chainmail armor, so he has a lot of upgrades now. He'll have full armor, full Castle Age armor. That will help. And he could go for forging possibly. Yep, forging's on the way now. You could tell he realizes he's on the clock. There's a limited amount of time that he has right now. I just don't see how he can push this many Huskarls, 3 castles, and a TC. But Viper's going to go for it, guys. Do or die. He's almost 30 vills behind now. And he's running in with his Shotel warriors. Now, Viper could hop inside the rams. He's sending the villagers forward to repair his rams because he realizes this is such an awful situation for him. But the thing is, the Shotel warriors are wrecking. They're doing work here, guys. If JonSlow loses his castle, he loses the game. Viper has 5 battering rams remaining. He just needs to get them in against the castle. JonSlow is desperate. He's lost most of his Huskarls, so he has to use that Vill lead to batter down the rams, and Viper's repairing the rams at the same time. This could work. Viper has 4 rams attacking the castle, 2 of which are being repaired. Okay, 1 has died now. Every little Huskarl that JonSlow can create and use to attack rams is big. And he kills another one. Viper has 2 rams remaining. Make that 1. Oh, what a shame. The castle's at 1500 HP. If he had a few more rams right now, I think he could do it. And he taps out. He realizes that there's no way he'll do it. JonSlow will hold on. And JonSlow has 66 villagers versus 38 of Viper. Wow. I think this goes without saying. That is not something you're going to see very often. It's so YOLO. It's so aggressive. And JonSlow was able to defend and definitely would have won this game if Viper would have tried to play from here on out. There's no way Viper should have been able to come back from that. But man, how close was that? I think we all know that Viper wouldn't play like this if it was a big money tournament. But he got so freaking close, man. If he would have had 2 more rams, I think he would have done it. Now, one could argue that if he would have waited for 2 more rams, that then JonSlow would have had more Huskarls, and that's a good argument. Maybe if you think back to that one single Shotel warrior that JonSlow converted and then used to kill the ram, maybe that ram made all the difference. I don't know. But a hilarious game. And this is why my stream wanted me to cast it, because I didn't see the early siege tower push. I just saw the ending. And I was thinking, whoa, wait. How did we get here? This doesn't make any sense. So JonSlow gets the win. I'm going to pull up the achievements real quick. Then we can talk a little bit about my plans for future content coming up, because I want you guys to hear about it. Hop in. There we go. Okay, so 61 kills for JonSlow. The KD was actually quite close. Economically speaking, JonSlow was way ahead, as we had said. Now, Viper had to play a tournament 2 minutes after this, by the way. So it's funny reasoning from Viper. Like, I don't want to be late for my tournament games, so let's just make this game quick. Whether I win or I lose, let's go all in. Forgot to mention that, I think. This is actually the second time I've casted this game, because the first time I wasn't happy with the quality. I had to up some of the quality settings in my recording software, so I might have repeated myself a few times, and I might have said that I've said something that I didn't. My apologies. There's a timeline for you. So yeah, great game. I'm really pumped for the future of Age of Empires 2, guys. I'm going to talk about this in a video that's upcoming over the next week or two, but I just want to talk through what you guys can expect until then. I'm going to be gone for a weekish from my live streams, starting on the 14th of this month. That's because I'm going to be moving, and that's going to be a stressful process, but once I'm finished with it, I'll be excited to get back to making content. So while I'm gone, I'll have a lot of videos uploaded. So if you have anything that you'd want to see, let me know. But the game plan for me is to do some awesome expert games, sticking to 1v1s and team games, not like there's anything else. And then I'd like to do some community style games. And also I'm going to be launching like a new project essentially during that time. So while I won't be streaming as much, all my Twitch viewers will have awesome stuff on YouTube to still watch. So I hope you guys are looking forward to it. Also, I'll be making some more content about Definitive Edition 2. I think my next video on that is going to be answering your questions, because I'd made a community feed post on YouTube, and you guys brought up some valid points, and you probably want my input on that. So I hope you guys are looking forward to it as much as I am. I hope you guys are looking forward to the future of Age of Empires 2. And thanks again for watching this, guys. I'll see you all in the next video, and have a good one.